As a leader, you are pushing an agenda. You have an idea, something you want to accomplish. If things are going bad, you want to change it and go to the better. If things are going really well, you still want to change things. You want to optimize. Stuff happens around you in the business environment. You have to change things. So you're always pushing an agenda. And when you're pushing an agenda, if you want to change something, if you want to accomplish something as a leader, you will meet resistance. Sometimes strong resistance, sometimes fierce resistance, and sometimes very mild resistance. Sometimes people will be very pro your agenda, but still resist it. So let's talk about that. There's a quite interesting book by Maurer, and it's called Beyond the Wall of Resistance. Now, what it says is that you will face one of three kinds of resistance. First type of resistance. People don't get it. They don't understand what you're trying to accomplish. So if you want to get anywhere with that kind of resistance, you have to explain it. And you have to explain it in two different ways. You have to be very specific with details, timelines, and all of that jazz. But you also have to give them a vision, the big picture. What's the point of it? What's the purpose of the change? So you have to use metaphors, but also details. Then people will probably get it. Challenge is, sometimes they get it, but they don't like it. Now, if you meet the second type of resistance, where people get it, they truly get it, they understand what you want to accomplish, they just don't like it. When you meet that type of resistance, you have to explain the benefits of your change. And here's where we make a rookie mistake. We don't mention the bad stuff. Usually all change initiatives have some bad issues, some bad stuff that will happen as a consequence from it. Someone will lose something, or someone will be in a less prominent position than before. So when you're explaining the pros and the cons, the actual benefit of the change, you have to remember the cons. You have to say, this is the upside of this change, and this is the downside, or potential downside. Because people are generally quite smart, and they understand the downside, and if you don't mention it, they will think that you have something up your sleeve. So, they don't get it, they don't like it, but what if, and this is a tricky part, what if they understand it, they totally get the change, they get the initiative, and they really like it. It's just they don't like you. So they're resisting a project or a change or an initiative that they totally get and they really like. It's just that they don't like you. Here's the thing. You're a leader, so don't take it personally. Now, they may be resisting it because they don't like you as a person, but mostly it isn't like that. They don't like what you represent, and that's the shitstorm we need to get through. They don't like you. You could be a decent person, but they don't like you because you represent the managers, or you represent lawyers. Oh, you're from legal. Right. Or you represent HR or whatever label they put on you. So be aware of the fact that if people get the project, like the project, don't like you, then you cannot be working on explaining it and explaining the plus side and the upside and the downside. You have to build trust. That's the only way to get through the third wall of resistance. When they don't like what you represent, you have to build enough trust with them so that they trust that you're doing this with a good intention, with their best in your mind. So those are the three types of resistance, and be aware of what type of resistance you're actually facing, because if you meet the resistance of one type with the wrong type of solution, then you will not get through that wall of resistance. Good luck.